Well, hey guys, ready for Chapter 3A, Concept 3? I hope you are, because we are going to rock and roll. You're going to love this concept. We are going to talk about solving inequalities today. So far, you've looked at what an inequality is, what it means, how to put it on a graph or on a number line or on a coordinate grid and shade in the solutions. But what happens if you don't have the solutions first? What happens if you need to solve it first? That's what we're taking a look at today. So the first thing, solving an inequality, is just like solving an equation. So it's just like solving an equation. And you've been practicing those and working on those for several weeks now, so I hope you're becoming a total pro at them. The first thing you want to do is write your solution after you solve it, like an equation. You're going to write your solution algebraically. Huge word, just means you're going to write it with your math symbols, okay, with your variable and your number. And then after that, you're going to graph your solution on a number line or on a coordinate plane. Write your solution in a sentence using your vocabulary. So, of course, to help you remember all the steps to solving an equation, because solving an inequality is exactly like solving an equation, I've included our song. Now, the only thing is, you'll notice these are in the wrong order. This should be up top, and this one should be on the bottom. All right, so just a little mental note, you're going to start here and then go up to the top, which you should have the song memorized anyway. So let's dive right in. Number 31, before you get too crazy, draw your fences a line. Just like you would if it was through the equal sign, you're going to go right through the inequality sign. Before you get too crazy, draw your fences a line, separating the equation by the equal sign or the inequality sign. Check for distribution. We don't have any of that. Then you can combine like terms on the same side. Well, over here I have a variable term and a constant term. Can those be combined? No. On this side I have a constant term, and that can't be combined with anything, so I don't need to combine any like terms. Next, get your variables here, put your constants there. We're going to separate our variables and our constants, and if you look here, we have a variable and a constant on the same side. That's a no-no, so we need to move it. I'm going to move the constant by adding 6. Do the inverse operation just to keep things fair. Subtract and add first. We're going to add this time. These will cancel, leaving me n. And -1 and +6 gives me +5. So subtract and add first till they're on their own side. Then it's time to divide. But we don't have any division, so we just bring our sign down and we are done. Order because the variable comes first. Remember, that always has to be the case. So if it doesn't work out this way, then you need to rewrite it for the variable to be first. All right, so let's draw our number line. 0's in the middle. 5 is going to be somewhere over here. And I want the variables, all of the numbers that are greater than 5. All right, there's no equal sign, so I'm going to leave an open circle. And then I want all the numbers that are greater than that. They cannot be equal to 5, they must be greater. So I start there and highlight to the right. Okay? Let's take a look at another one. Before you get too crazy, draw your fences a line, separating the equation by the equal sign. Subtract or check for distribution, which we don't have. Then you can combine like terms on the same side. We have a variable and a constant. Those can't be combined. Constants all alone, so we're good. No need to combine. Then we are going to put our variables here and our constants there. So since there's already a constant alone here and a variable here, I'm going to move this constant by doing the inverse operation just to keep things fair. They'll cancel, and I will have -8 on this side and m all alone on this side, and bring my sign down because there's nothing to divide. So I have solved for the variable, but take a look. It's in the wrong order, so I need to rewrite this. So I'm going to start with my variable. Now my sign, when I started, the open side of my inequality was facing the variable, so I need to make sure that that's still the case. So the open side faces my variable. It does have an equal sign, and then -8. So I want all the m values greater than or equal to -8. So I draw my number line, 0 in the middle. -8 is going to be somewhere over to the left. There's -8. Now, I know I'm going to start at -8. Since it has the equal to sign, I'm going to go ahead and color in my circle because -8 is part of my solution. And then I'm going to shade which direction. If I turn this one into an arrow, it tells me to shade to the right. So I will shade all these values, which makes sense because everything on the number line on this side is bigger than -8. Okay, so that fits with my sentence. That fits with what I would expect. Let's take a look at another. This is a line. There's no distribution, so I'm just going to move my constant over to the other side. X comes down. 24 minus 7 is just, what is that, 17? Yeah. And bring down my side. It's not in the right order. This one is backwards. So we're going to rewrite it with the variable first. I'm going to keep the open side of the sign close to the variable because that's how it was originally. So the open side close to the variable, and then 17 will go on the other side. So I need all the values of x greater than 17. Draw my number line with 0 in the middle. 17 will be somewhere over here with all the positive numbers. I know that's where I'm going to start. Now I need to decide if I'm going to use an open circle or a closed circle. Remember, if it's not equal to, then it's going to be an open circle because 17 is not part of our solution. Now, which direction do I shade? I'm going to turn this into an arrow and shade to the right. All the values that are bigger than 17 on our number line would be off to the right. One last one before you get to tackle these last 4 on your own because I know you can do it. All right, so let's take a look. No distribution, so I'm just going to subtract my 10. These will cancel, leaving me x, and 26 minus 10 is 16. Bring down my sign, and it's written in the correct order, so I don't even have to rewrite it. Draw my number line with 0 in the middle. 16 is going to be somewhere over here with the positive numbers. Now, open circle or closed circle? Well, it has the equal sign, so that means 16 is part of our solution. It can be equal to 16, so I'm going to shade it in. And then when I look to see where am I going to shade this? Well, my arrow is pointing to the right, so I want all the values bigger than 16, which go off to the right. Why don't you pause the video, give number 32 and 34 a try on your own, and then come on back when you think you've got it. How did you do? You should have gotten that r is greater than or equal to -11. So on your number line, you're going to have a closed circle at -11 and shade all the values to the right. Then for 34, we have n is less than or equal to 4. So we're going to have a closed circle at 4 with all of these smaller values being shaded to the left. Left, less, little. If the little side is on the left, then it's less than. Just a little sound device, I guess, to help you remember which way it goes. So why don't you do number 36 and 38 in preparation for class and bring any questions you have. You know I'll be happy to go over them with you. Thanks so much for watching and have a great night.